Hey everyone, Zoran Solano here from Hot Property Buyers Agency. I want to do a quick 2021 prediction and I believe a warning out there for some investors. Guys, if you've purchased a house and land package in the sort of outer area of Brisbane and Southeast Queensland in the last decade, I personally believe you're in for a tough year, especially towards the middle of the year. Now, let me show you why and explain to you why I think that is the case. Firstly, interstate migration and population increase. During 2020, we saw a reduction in interstate migration, obviously due to border closures, but also interstate relocation and obviously foreigners coming into Australia as well, that immigration. Now, one of the key things that I want to make a point about that is while population is stagnant and building is still so active, I believe we're going to see an oversupply in some areas of residential property. Also as well, when you look at investors who are purchasing historically in these house and land package areas around that mortgage belt or that sort of 20 to 40k radius from the Brisbane CBD, you often find that there's been a heavy focus on investors marketing that product, having been marketed that product, and what that really then means is an oversupply of rentals in some of these locations. Now, with historic lows in interest rates and a historically high amount of government incentives in the last quarter of 2020 for building, and also obviously some extensions to those government grants as well, I believe a lot of tenants who currently are renting in these areas are actually planning on building or in the process of having bought land and built in those same sort of areas. Because if you think about it, if you can buy a house and land package for 400 to 500,000, you're renting in the area currently, the government's giving you pretty much a 10% deposit, cash as grants and rebates and all these sort of exemptions from fees. Why wouldn't you jump into the rental market? So there's a massive shift coming, I believe, where tenants are going to be moving out of those houses into properties of their own, and that could create a large amount of vacancy for investors, especially if your property is starting to look a bit tired and dated. If you're that sort of 5 to 10 year old house and land package, you probably had a lot of outdated features that are not in vogue at the moment. So, maybe you have a lot of oyster lights or Venetian curtains or window furnishings. Maybe you have some really plain, boring old tiles and worn out paint jobs and basic landscaping. That property, unfortunately, guys, is no longer appealing to tenants. Tenants have been watching renovation shows for the last 10 years, and now with an opportunity to buy brand new house and land packages with massive government discounts and government incentives available, guys, I think, potentially you're in a world of hurt in 2021. So what's the solution? Do you pack up and sell? Well, potentially, we're seeing obviously a large shift from tenants moving into being homeowners. So maybe now is the time to sell those type of properties. If you have maintain a long-term outlook with your investment horizon, this is just a blip in the radar and you need to focus on the long-term goal and the long-term capital growth. So guys, look, just my opinion of what I think we might see in 2021. Will this affect everyone? No. Will it affect all areas? No. There are certain areas that I think will be oversaturated with new builds, and that will then, I believe, affect the rental market in those green belt house and land package areas that we've seen quite active in the last decade with house and land packages. Guys, I hope this is helpful. If you need any more assistance with your residential property portfolio, whether it's buying, selling or renovating, give me a call on 07 3170 3760. Cheers.